नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वतीदेवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पश्चात्यदेशतारिणे वंशाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। So today we're going to discuss the topic, the influence of material modes on the expression of bhakti. When we perform our devotional service, whether it is affected by the modes or if it is affected by the modes, then what kind of bhakti we are performing, that we need to understand. So this topic have been very scientifically explained by Krishna in Bhagavad Gita and also in the instructions of Lord Kapila to Mother Devahuti in third canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. So we will try to make a scientific analysis of this subject by taking reference from Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. So sometimes we see in our practice, some people, even devotees also, sometimes they do have faith, they cultivate their faith. When somebody cultivates one's faith, means in a very clear cut understanding, how is one's understanding of the subject? How is one's determination? How is one receptive or averse to the happiness and distresses? This is related to the faith also, you know. So, if one cultivates faith uh, without following the scripture, right? Somebody may have deep faith in executing a devotional service, but without following the regulations of the scripture. It can also sometimes happen, right? Shastra says do this, he doesn't have shastric injunctions in his mind, but he is very enthusiastic, he is very determined and faithfully he is trying to execute his service. What happens? Have you seen sometime people do like that? Yes. So therefore, Arjuna is asking this question to Krishna. शास्त्रविधि मुत्सृज्य वर्तते काम कारत, सॉरी, जो शास्त्र विधि मुत्सृज्य जजन्ते श्रद्धयान्विता, is engaged with faith in the service, in the devotion, but without following scripture. So therefore he is asking, Tesam nishtha tuka Krishna sattvam aha rajastama. Please tell me, if somebody is performing the worship without following scripture, is it coming in the category of Sattvika Shraddha, Rajasika Shraddha, or Tamasika Shraddha, in the mood of goodness, passion, or ignorance? So, when we say this, that means we need to understand that any activity we undertake, according to Vedanta, there are five factors, five causes. Huh? What are those? This body, right? Then the soul, the person, performer, then the various senses, and endeavor, then ultimately super soul. So if you talk about senses, body, endeavors, those entities can be easily influenced by the material modes. If we talk about our body, for example, body can easily get influenced by the material modes. How to understand that? Sometimes we feel like taking more rest than it is necessary for the body. We're sleeping, oh, let me sleep a little more. Right? Even that it's time for Mangalarti, we feel like not waking up. Let me take a little more rest. Means I am more attached to my bodily comforts. That happiness is coming from sleep. Right? So that is in the mood of ignorance. So now body is involved, right? Somebody is kind of glorifying me. This body, I feel I'm so great person, right? So even sattvic happiness, for example, somebody is very learned, he knows scripture, he is getting some sort of happiness. That's sattvic happiness. They got nothing to do with the happiness beyond the modes. So the endeavor, uh, even the senses, for example, the tongue. Sometimes tongue like to release some food which immediately tastes good for the tongue, right? That is, rajasic food, right? Uh, so now, when we are influenced by these moods, which is expressed through body, senses, our endeavors, then that is how we can see our mood is expressed accordingly. So therefore, sometimes in the scripture it says bhakti is rajasika bhakti, tamasika bhakti, sattvika bhakti. But actually, if you see it from the perspective of the scripture, bhakti essentially it is beyond the material modes. Bhakti is not contaminated by the modes of material nature. When it is called sattvika, rajasika, tamasika bhakti, when it is contaminated by one's natural guna. So, as I explained, that our body, our endeavors, our senses, they become affected. That's how our understanding, our determination, our happiness is subject to either goodness, passion, and ignorance. For example, if we say understanding, in the goodness, one will know what is right and what is wrong thing. He will discriminate, right? In passion, cannot distinguish between right and wrong thing. In ignorance, he will consider irreligion to be religion, religion to be irreligion. That is his understanding. Because he is not following Shastra, confused. So therefore, even determination also, when somebody is in the mood of goodness, his determination will be unbreakable. Uh, that determination is sustained by continuous practice of the yoga. But in the mood of passion, he will be very much attached to the fruitive results in the determination. And in the stage of ignorance, he cannot go beyond dreaming or fearfulness. So these kind of results show us that we are affected by the moods. Means here it is said that what is our intention that determines the bhakti. Whether my intention is influenced by sattva-guna, rajaguna or tamaguna, then my bhakti becomes sattvika, rajasika or tamasika. But bhakti is not sattvic, rajasic and tamasik. It is the uh, uh, nature of a person that determines sattvic, rajasic or tamasic bhakti. So in that way, to understand this in um, Naradiya Puran, there is an elaborate description about these three types of bhakti. In Srimad Bhagavatam, when Kapil Dev instructs Mother Devahuti, he speaks only 3 verses to describe this. What is Tamasika Bhakti, what is Rajasika Bhakti, and what is Sattvika Bhakti. But in Brihanaradiya Puran, there are 9 verses describes in detail about the expression of Tamasika, Rajasika, Sattvika Bhakti. So what are those? How are they? So first one, he discusses about Tamasika Bhakti. Jaschanyasya vinasartham bhajati श्रद्धया harim फलवत पृथ्वी पाल सा bhakti tamasādhama. In every mode, whether in the mode of ignorance, passion or goodness, there are also 3 more categories. Means, if we say about the lowest mode of bhakti, that is tamasika bhakti, again that is defined according to the intention of the performer. So his tamasika bhakti can be the lowest form of tamasika bhakti, or middle level of tamasika bhakti, or highest grade of tamasika bhakti. Understand? There are 3 categories. What is lowest form of tamasika bhakti? He says, Jaschanyasya vinasartham bhajate shraddhaya harim. One is engaged in the worship of the Supreme Lord with faith. Shraddhaya harim bhajate. He is worshipping the Lord with faith. But why he is doing that? Jaschanyasya vinasartham. To cause harm to others. Yes, sometimes some people, they practice devotional service with an intention to harm somebody. I don't know whether you know this or not. Yeah, some people, they do like, otherwise my wife Shastri is saying like this. Intentionally. No, intentionally. Intentionally they want to harm somebody. For example, like this morning, okay, now let me tell you. There was a constant fight between Vishwamitra and Vasishtha. Vishwamitra was Rajarshi and Vasishtha was Brahmarshi. So Brahmarshi is like, the Brahmana is topmost. And Rajarshi, Vishwamitra, he was little lower. He was always inimical to Vasishtha Rishi. But he was also performing austerity. Okay? And it so happened, every time he was being defeated by Vasishtha. Then one time he decided, now I need to kill Vasishtha. So that day, he came with a knife and hid himself behind the kutir of Vasishtha, and thinking, night time when Vasishtha Rishi goes to sleep, I'll go and cut his throat. What kind of person, what kind of spiritual life he's practicing? It's tamasic. He wants to kind of harm somebody. This is direct proof is here. And you see, then what happened? How they change now, I'm going to tell you. So at that night, Arundhati, the wife of Vasishtha Rishi, she asked Vasishtha Rishi, she said, can you tell me who is the topmost austere person in the universe? And he said, Vishwamitra is topmost, austere person in the universe. So Vishwamitra was listening to what Vasishtha said to his wife. Then he understood. He's such a great soul. Every time I'm inimical to him, even I have come with a knife to cut his throat, he's still glorifying my austerity. Then he came out with folded hand, still having knife in his hand, and telling Vasishtha, he's offering obeisances. Then Vasishtha said, what happened? Such a dead at night, midnight time, you are with knife in your hand, you are here. What is your business? He told the truth. He said, yes, I had come with an intention to kill you. But now I understand your greatness. Please be merciful to me. Then he was changed automatically. Then Vasishtha Rishi, he blessed him. He said, now immediately you become Brahmarshi. And this self-same body from Rajarshi, he became Brahmarshi. This is an kind of an instance also. So these people, sometimes they are engaged in worshipping the Supreme Lord. In India, sometimes people do, what they do. Even one devotee, he is applying black magic on another devotee. You know this, right? It happened to him. See, here is a kind of an evidence. Devotee only doing. One devotee, he is practicing, he is chanting, he is coming to temple, he is reading Bhagavatam. And what he is doing? He is taking the assistance of a person who knows how to apply black magic, and he is targeting another devotee. What kind of bhakti he is performing? The lowest form of tamasika bhakti. That is the lowest form of tamasika bhakti he is practicing. So devotees need to understand what actually they are doing. In the name of chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, reading Bhagavatam, serving Krishna directly, right? In our society, when somebody attends Mangalarti, attends Darshanarti, the devotee who is offering the ghee lamp to the Lord, whatever benefit is intended to him, whatever benefit he is getting by offering a ghee lamp to the Lord, the same benefit is attained to the devotee who are just standing in the Mangalarti. The devotee who is doing archan to the Lord, after he completes the archan, he addresses the deity, offers the bhoga, then opens the curtain for darshan. The devotees who come to get darshan of the Lord, they get the same benefit as the devotee who has done archan to the deity. Can you imagine? Such is the power of devotional service, and somebody who is in this process, still he is taking shelter of a person to apply black magic on another devotee. This is so sad. And they don't know. This is the lowest form of tamasika bhakti. That means when we take up Krishna consciousness, Even if we are facing with some troubles and difficulties, we are not supposed to become even angry at other devotees. What to speak of causing harm to others? That means you cannot at any cost cause harm to another devotee. We are not supposed to become angry. So, those who practice devotional service with faith, but their intention is to cause harm to others, that is called lowest form of tamasic bhakti. Okay? Then he speaks about uh, the middle level of tamasic bhakti. How is that? देव पूजा परान दृष्ट्वा स्पर्धया जोर्चयेद हरिम. One who worships Lord Hari out of envy upon seeing others engaged in worshipping the Lord. Deva puja paran drishtva. Spardha means here envy. He is doing this service. Oh, what is this? I should also do. He is envious. Okay? Such devotion is called. Sorry, no. Sorry. Jorchayed Kaitavadhya. That is the middle level. Sorry. That is the highest form of Tamasic Bhakti. The middle level of Tamasic Bhakti is Jorchayed Kaitavadhya Swarini Swapatim Jatha. This middle level of Tamasic Bhakti is explained with a very nice example. Sometimes we see a lady, housewife, who has a relationship outside of her marriage life. She is taking care of her household duties so perfectly. Her husband will not suspect her. She is doing everything so perfectly. While she is engaged in so diligently taking care of her household duties before her husband, her mind is still thinking about the other man. When she get the time to go and meet with her. Okay? So, similarly, one who is engaged in the service of the Lord with deceitful intent, his desire is not to serve the Lord, to please the Lord. His intention is something else. For example, mostly in India, sometimes we have seen some devotees, they want to learn archan, deity worship. Why do they learn deity worship? Because they can go to the Western country to earn money. Archan should be done for the pleasure of the Lord. Their lordships are there. They have appeared before us in Archamurti form, giving opportunity to us to become engaged in their personal service. Can you imagine? Somebody is directly bathing the Lord, he is dressing the Lord, he is feeding the Lord. Who can be more fortunate than such a person? Because we don't accept this deity form of the Lord are non-different from the Lord Himself, we just treat them just like a statue, and it doesn't make any change in our heart, even though we are touching them. Pratima nahatumi sakshat Brajendra Nandan. You are not just statue, but you are the son of Nanda Maharaj. Do I have that feeling? If I have that feeling, I will not desire to engage myself in their worship, in bathing them, dressing them, making offering to them, even cooking for them, with an intent to go somewhere else. That is the ultimate service actually we are supposed to get out of performing this devotional service, right? Love of God. It means you go to the spiritual world. Imagine you go to the spiritual world, you get the opportunity to bathe Krishna, or you collect water for his bathing. Such a kind of wonderful service. And here you are doing the same thing. But you are thinking, no, I want to learn this so that I can go to the West to earn money. Kaitavadhya. And these are called deceitful intent. He is doing the service, but his mind is somewhere else. He's thinking of something else. Such devotion is considered the middle level tamasika bhakti. Okay? Then, highest form of tamasika bhakti is defined as I said, Deva Puja Parandrishtra Sadhyarchayad Harim. You Spardhaya Jorchayad Harim. By seeing others engaged in worshipping the Lord, he is envious, then he also wants to worship the Lord. In some temple I have seen, they have, the main deity in the altar, and they have Gaurnitai deity in a separate room, where if you go do, worship, if you offer worship to Gaurnitai in that room, nobody will recognize, nobody will see that you are doing. Okay? So in that temple, I said, who is taking care of this Gaurnitai? Prabhu, there is no devotee. I said, who is taking care of the main deity? No, there are many devotees. I said, many devotees are there to take care of main deity in the temple? Oh yes, Prabhu, everybody wants to offer arati to them. That means, why he? Or why is he? Why not me? I should be seen in the altar. These are, very low class mentality. And devotional service, those who are qualified, those who are senior, they should be given preference, and we should be always assisting them. The problem is, we are still very much concerned about the mood of me and mine. I should be seen in the altar. People should recognize me, what I am doing. That is taking the prominence. But in the spiritual world, it's opposite actually. There is a scripture name called Sri Krishna Bhavanamrita, written by Srila Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur. Come this side, don't sit there on the row. Somebody will come from the door, come this side. Thank you. So, in that book, he says, and those in the spiritual world, he's speaking about the spiritual world, he's saying, those who are engaged in the direct worship of the Lord, and there are others who are assisting them in Lord's service. For example, one devotee is making an offering to the Lord, and another devotee, he is preparing the plate for him to bring to the Lord. Somebody wants to do archan, for example, bathing. He is preparing all the items. Padya, Arghya, Achamaniyam, Madhuparka, all these items, he is kind of making everything ready for him. Snaniyam, Vastram, Alankaram, everything. He is getting it ready, preparing. But he is not directly doing it. I mean to say, he is not directly offering these items to the Lord, but he is helping somebody. Right? There are two types of devotees. According to Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur, those who assist the devotee who is engaged in direct service of the Lord, that assistant gets more happiness than the one who is engaged in direct service of the Lord. You feel like, oh, what is this philosophy? It's very difficult to understand. Oh yes, you cannot understand it in this material realm. Because in material world, everything is kind of self-centric, me and mine. I should be seen in the, I am offering the arati to the Lord. Not that I am preparing ghee lamp for the devotee who is going to make an offering to the Lord. That we cannot understand here because we are still in bodily concept of life. Therefore, we get easily influenced by these material modes because of our desire, ego. Huh? But this is the kind of no proof that Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur is saying. He's saying one who is assisting the devotee, he is experiencing higher sense of pleasure than the one who is in direct service of the Lord. Of course, these things we cannot understand here. We have to just, faithfully follow the instructions of the acharyas and engage ourselves in service, and then we will get. For example, even that we can also give an example how it is happening. If you take note of Prabhupada, see, Prabhupada always he says he is following the Guru's instruction, his Guru Maharaj's instruction, right? Anytime devotee glorify him for his success, no, there is no success for me. It's because of my Guru. Means through this mood, you can see Prabhupada is serving as an assistant to his spiritual master. He's assisting his spiritual master. Whatever, I don't have anything. Whatever is I'm doing it by the grace of my Guru. Means he is assisting him. Now you tell me, if you see from our angle of view, who is more famous, Prabhupada or Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur? Prabhupada. So now you tell me, who is experiencing the higher sense of spiritual pleasure? One who is assisting or one who is directly engaged? It's a proof. See, Prabhupada's society is so beautiful. You can understand this subject if we are little intelligent and we are very carefully analyzing how this International Society for Krishna Consciousness is scientifically established by Prabhupada. In his personal life, he has demonstrated all these, practices, philosophy. That's why he is Acharya. Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur says, one who is assisting, he is experiencing a higher pleasure. Yes, here is the proof. So, therefore, somebody who, upon seeing others engaged in worship of the Lord, out of envy, he is also becoming engaged in the worship. That is called the Uttama Tamasa Bhakti. Okay? So, 3 grades: lower grade, middle grade, and higher grade of Tamasica Bhakti. One who worships Hari with an intention to cause harm to others, that is the lowest level. Then one who is engaged in worship of the Lord with a deceitful intent is the middle level. Then the third one is one who is engaged in worship of the Lord upon seeing others out of envy. That is the highest grade of Tamasica Bhakti. And these have been explained in one verse by Lord Kapil Dev. He is saying, he who becomes my devotee with the intention of doing injury to others or out of hypocrisy and jealousy or under the influence of anger or with an outlook full of differences. So, there are 2 words, Samrambhi and Bhinnadrik. Samrambhi means out of anger, under the influence of anger. Srila Jiva Goswami says, Samrambhi iti lobhadinam upalakshanam gyem. Not only he is, you know, um, angry, but lobha, kama, krodha means lust, anger, greed. Under the influence of lust, anger, greed, when one is engaged in worshipping the Lord, that also becomes tamasica bhakti, or you can say that is um, uh, yes, uttama tamasa bhakti. That means, and also seeing the differences, bhinnadrik. Bhinnadrik means he sees difference in his own happiness and the distress uh, to that of others. Means he is devoid of compassion. Sometimes some devotees you can see while practicing devotional service, they always see how their happiness is more important than the other devotee's happiness. You have seen that? Right? Okay, you are yes, sometimes let's take an example. You know, you are serving prasadam. I mean, say prasadam is there. Okay, paneer sabji should come to my plate, not to his plate. My happiness. We are all devotee, right? Practicing devotee. Bhinnadrik. Uh, these are all tamasa category bhakti. It's very prominent. I want my happiness first, then others. Especially when you are, in a place where you have to self-serve. The one who is coming at the end, you will not get anything, right? Prabhupada, he says in the purport, very interesting thing about this. He says, one who approaches the Supreme Lord to render devotional service, but who is proud of his personality, envious of others, or vengeful, is in the mood of anger. He thinks that he is the best devotee. Devotional service executed in this way is not pure, it is mixed and is of the lowest grade, tamasa bhakti, vengeful attitude. It's very clearly Prabhupada is saying it's not pure. Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur comments in this. He says, a Vaishnava is one who has taken the Supreme Personality of Godhead as the ultimate goal of life. But if one is not pure and still has motives, then he is not a Vaishnava of the first order or good character. One may offer him his respect to such a Vaishnava, one may offer his respect to such a Vaishnava because he has accepted Supreme Lord as the ultimate goal of life, but one should not keep company with a Vaishnava who is in the mood of ignorance. This is Prabhupada's purport. We speak a lot about devotee association. Like yesterday we were talking about sadhu sangha, the power of sadhu sangha, transformative power. What transformation will happen if somebody is associating with a devotee who is in the which uh, influenced by the mood of ignorance? So therefore, Prabhupada is clearly saying one should not keep company with such a Vaishnava. But we must offer him respect. Right? What does Rupa Goswami says in Nectar of Instruction? He says, Krishneti jasya giritam manasadhyeta. So these are low class devotees actually. Somebody who is kind of just chanting the holy name in his tongue. But he is not, following all these rules and regulations properly. He is in the mood of ignorance. He is performing tamashika bhakti. to offer him respect in mind. Manasadriyeta. Okay? That's what Prabhupada is saying, no. Proud of his personality, envious of others, or vengeful, is in the mood of anger. You can very easily see how they present themselves, how they are proud of their personality, or they are envious or vengeful to others. That sometimes reflects in their behavior, right? So here Prabhupada has cautioned us um, not to keep company with such kind of Vaishnavas. By the way, this is Prabhupada's instruction. Okay, I read from the purport. Then he spoke about Rajasika Bhakti. So Rajasika Bhakti means Jai Shri Radha Madan Mahan ki. So Rajasika Bhakti is saying Vishayan Abhisandhayo Jaso Aisharyam Eva Va Archav Archadavarchayed Jomam Prithak Bhav Sa Rajasi. He is saying he who with a motive for material enjoyment, fame and opulence worships the deities in the temple and entertains notions of difference. Prithak Bhava. We'll see what is the meaning of Prithak Bhava. Prithak Bhava means, Srila Jiva Goswami comments, the disposition of having attraction or desire for sense objects and other things separate from me, means separate from Krishna. That is called Prithak Bhava. Srila Prabhupada, he speaks in the purport. When the so-called devotee desires material enjoyment without reference to the interest of the Supreme Lord, or he wants to become famous or opulent by utilizing the mercy or grace of the Supreme Lord, he is in a mood of passion. This is more clearly defined in Brihanaradiya Purana. Let us see this. Dhana dhanya dikam jastu prarthayan archayad dharim. Somebody is engaged in worshipping the Supreme Lord. Why? He is always going to the Lord. Oh, he is there to fulfill my desires, I need more, double the, profit in my business this time. I should get a better job. Come and crying before the Lord. Oh, he is the powerhouse to supply everything, whatever I need. So, somebody who is approaching the Lord, he is worshipping the Lord, while praying for wealth, grain, food, grain means food, or similar material benefits. You don't go to the Lord for your material benefits. Though he has a faith, worshipping, with faith only he is worshipping the Lord, but he is interested in material benefits. That is called lowest form of Rajasika Bhakti. Sometimes devotees ask this question, say, Prabhu, can we go and ask for serving him better? But still we are begging him. What kind of thing? I want to do better chanting. Can I pray to the Lord? Looks like I'm asking something from him. No, this asking is not coming in the category of asking material benefits. You want to serve him for his pleasure. That's why you are begging the service. That is not coming in the category of materialistic intention. You can ask for that to serve him better. My dear Lord, give me intellect. I want to prepare a better dress for Janmashtami. You give me the intelligence. He's praying. Then, Lord gives him intelligence. Then he makes a nice dress for the Lord. No, that's good. You can pray for that. Not for your personal material benefits. Okay? If somebody is worshipping the Lord with an intention to gain material benefits for himself, that is the lowest form of Rajasika Bhakti. Then, middle level. It is said, जो सर्वलोक विख्यात कीर्तिम उद्देश्य माधवम अर्चयित परया भक्त्या. Again, maybe, he is performing Shuddha Bhakti. Anyaabhilasita sunyam jnana karma jnanavrita manukulyena krishnanusharanam bhakti ruttama. He doesn't have any other desire. Purely, he wants to serve the Lord. He has so much of faith, confidence. But why he has so much deep devotion? He wants to become famous, not only in Golok Dham temple, but he wants to become famous in entire earth. Whole globe, people should know how great I am. That's what Prabhupada is saying. He's saying he wants to become famous or opulent by utilizing the mercy of the Lord. Who is as dedicated as me? Who has got such a nearness service to their lordships? I am always favored by their grace. Why? You can see he is just becoming famous in the entire world. This is still Madhyama level, middle class of Rajasa Bhakti. That is not Shuddha Bhakti. It appears to us just like it is Shuddha Bhakti practice. It is not Shuddha Bhakti practice. He is using the mercy of the Lord to become famous and opulent in the world. Do you find some inclination, sin? You see, it's a very scientific, Bhagavatam is very scientific. It's a very scientific scripture. The intention behind discussing this topic is not that we go on from searching, he is the Madhyam level of Rajasika Bhakti. He is Madhyam level of Tamasa Bhakti. For practicing Madhyam level of Tamasa Bhakti. No, we are not discussing for that. We are discussing because I can see into myself. Whether I have all these things in me, how should I improve? This is why we are discussing this. Because after all, this is Krishna's instruction. The way we surrender, accordingly he is going to reciprocate with us. He is not appointing us by studying this scripture, we go on searching who is on what stage. No, that is not the intention. Make sense? Yes. Okay. So he wants to become famous in the whole world. That's why he is performing such a wonderful, bhakti, devotional service. Will become middle level. Then highest level Rasa Bhakti, saying, Salukyadi padam jastu samuddishyar ched harim sarajastu tama bhakti kirtita prithvi pate. O ruler of the earth, he who worships Lord Hari with the aim of attaining position such as Salukya, Sasti, Samibhya, Mukti, liberation. Okay? Such kind of devotion called highest grade of Rajasa Bhakti, highest among devotion in the mood of passion. That's why in our understanding Salukya Sasti Samipya Sarupya Katvamapyuta Diyamanam no Grinhanti Binamat Sevanam Jana. These people, they want to be promoted to the abode of the Lord. Why? Because they just want to escape this world. But our devotees, Binamat Sevanam Jana, if it is devoid of service to the Lord, then they don't want to go. For example, in other sampradaya, they also want, in our sampradayas, we are also desiring to go to the abode of the Lord, right? Go back home, back to Godhead. But you are going back to the spiritual world. Why? We want to go there to serve. And before we go there, we are practicing service here. This is a rehearsal happening here. So that when you go there, you can perform your drama very nicely. There is no drama actually, that is the actual life. So, three types of Rajasa Bhakti is Adhama, lowest, that is worship for material gain like wealth and food, to attain wealth and food. Then Madhyama is worship for gaining fame and recognition. Then the highest type is worship for the attainment of Salukya and other type of liberation. Okay. Then Sattvika Bhakti. Again, that is also of three types. What is that? Karma nirharam uddishya parasmin ba tadarpanam jajid jastavyam iti va prithak bhava so sattvika. When a devotee worships the Supreme Personality of Godhead and offers the result of his activities, his goal in worship is to destroy karma, or with an intention to become free from sin. I don't know whether this part of the world, yeah, in Christian tradition it is quite common, right? They go to the church because they, whatever sin they have committed for the entire week, they go on Sunday and confess before the priest, so they are becoming free from the sinful reaction. That is the understanding of Christianity practice. Because the priest is supposed to be the representative of God. And when you go and confess before him, then he is accepting the, your narration, and you are becoming free. But that they have become like, like our seventh open, Namna Bola Jasahi Papa Buddhi. Oh, by chanting holy name of the Lord, one can become free from the sinful activities, reactions of the sinful, one can become free from the sinful reactions. Therefore, I will commit sinful activity and chant. Church is there, every village there is church. There is a priest, he is available on every Sunday. So no problem. I commit my sin, Sunday I go, just confess before the priest. Therefore, when I have, one time I visited this church, I went to Vatican, and there I saw, in some churches they have this kind of box kind of thing, little house kind of thing. I said, what is this? Then the devotee told me, Prabhu, this is for them to confess the sin before the priest. So they will go inside this room, the priest and this person, nobody will be there. And they will kind of, converse. So, no, that is not the way. Even in India, what people do, they, undertake devotional service with an intention to become free from the sin. You tell me, this chanting of the holy name of the Lord, it is said that the chanting of the holy name can eradicate so much sin, a sinner cannot even perform. Oh, this is a very nice thing, right? One cannot even perform so much sin. Okay, I go on performing sin. Anyway, I am chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. It will eradicate everything. So much sin, one cannot even perform. That one Hare Krishna Mahamantra can destroy all sins. What does it mean? See, that's how we should know how to understand the scriptural statements. When Shastra says, one holy name of the Lord can destroy so much sin, one cannot even perform, it means if Hare Krishna Mahamantra is so powerful, so effective in destroying the sin, what can more it give us? This is called Kaimuttika Nyaya. Scripture must be understood through Nyaya. Vedanta Sutra is a Nyaya Shastra. So here, this Kaimuttika Nyaya means holy name of the Lord should not be used to destroy one's sin. Actually, when we chant the holy name of the Lord, it can give us love of Godhead. And destruction of this sin is a byproduct. Means, I don't know whether you know here or not, because your country, I don't have so much experience. In India, people, they grow paddy. You know paddy? Rice. Rice, actually, when you go to the market, you buy rice, right? But the raw form is ready. Sorry, paddy. It has a covering on it. When you get from the field, it's called paddy. It has a covering on top of the rice. There is a covering. So we have to bring it to the husking machine to husk it. Okay. So somebody who is bringing paddy to the husking machine, what is his intention? He wants to get rice. But on the course, he automatically get the husk. Right? Nobody goes to the husking machine to bring paddy to get husk. No, they go to get paddy. So similarly, when we are chanting the holy name of the Lord, the goal is Krishna Prem. Not that to become free from the sinful reaction. Therefore, and or executing the worship as a duty without performing varnasam dharma, I will have to suffer in hell. Out of duty, people perform devotional service, you know. In varnashram system, it is said that it is the duty of a grahastha, he should every day visit Vishnu temple. This is one of the duty of for the varnashram people. There are set of duties that every day they have to go to the temple. Therefore, in old days, like this church system in this country is very scientifically actually done. Every village you find a church, supposed to be a temple actually, so that people on regular basis go to the temple to take darshan of the Lord. This is one of the duty of the varnashrama grihasthas. For example, if you see Krishna's Dwaraka Lila, when Krishna was in Dwarka, every day he visited temple. But nowadays, what happens for this church or temple in the village? In our village, you know, we have temple. In village, mostly in India, most of the villages, South India, if you go, you find Lord Shiva temple. Vishnu temple is rare actually, in some places. So, when Varnashram Dharma says that everybody should visit Vishnu temple, so he's thinking, oh, if I don't do my duty, then I have to go to the hell. So better I go to avoid hellish condition. Okay? That is not good. That is not the intention. You know, I am in the temple. If I don't do, what is this? They will see I'm eating prasadam every day. I should do some service, right? Duty. It's also in one sense okay, but better is no. This is my dharma actually. Not that I am getting food, that's why I should do the service. No, I have to serve, right? Hmm. That means even these people, they don't have anything to gain in return, but still they do because out of duty they perform. And these people, they do practice devotional service because they want to become free from the suffering of this world. Out of fear, they go to the temple or they go to the church. That's what happened. If you see the history of Christianity, the priests were so forceful, it reflected a fear in the mind of the practitioners. Therefore, after some time, people who were going to the church, they objected. Out of fear, you cannot practice religion for some long time. That's why now, current generation, they don't want to go to the church actually. It has to, the practice has to be implemented, instructed in such a way that it will invoke love in the heart of the devotees. Then that practice will become eternal. Not that we create a scene, hidden motive is everybody wants to prosper, have a comfortable life, have good bank balance. Then that is not a sustainable community practice. Intention is there to get something for myself. Karma nirharamuddesya parasmin paramesware joba karmarpanam karot kurute. Here he is saying, one is offering the result of one's activities to the Supreme Lord. Hmm. Why? Because he wants to become free from the tie of karma. If I don't make an offering of my result to the Lord, then I will be responsible and I will be bound by the karma. That's why I should make an offering. This is what the Karmi world they understand. That's why in India, actually, smarta practice. Why do people perform some rituals? Because they don't want to enjoy unofficially. So therefore, they make an offering to the Lord and they try to take it because then I am not bound. But that mentality is not breeding devotional sentiment in the performer. So therefore, it is not the highest level of bhakti, but it can be taken as sattvika bhakti. Okay, one who offers their actions to the Supreme Lord, the Supreme Controller, with the aim of attaining liberation. Means I don't want to be bound in this world. And with the understanding that the worship of the Lord is mandatory for everyone as a prescribed duty. I have to do it. If I don't do, I will be bound. Better I should do this. This is Sattvika Bhakti. This is not pure Bhakti. Okay? Duty. But not with the knowledge of the true principles of devotion. Means he does not understand that by doing this devotional service, I will be promoted to the Krishna Loka to serve him there eternally, and I will always remain free from the afflictions of this material world. He doesn't understand all these things. Well, even the devotee never think of becoming free from the afflictions. What the devotee pray? Devotee says, Swargapa narakeshu api tulyartha darshina. A devotee, as long as he has got service opportunity, he does not mind whether he is sent to the heaven or hell. There is suffering in the hell, right? But he doesn't mind as long as there is service opportunity. Therefore, you see, for example, very important thing we should know in Prashna consciousness. Such kind of realization will help us. You see, when we are serving in a community or in a temple atmosphere, sometimes we have to do something which is very painful actually. And we don't like it actually. But that is good for my purification. Not that everything should be according to my taste, my choice, my happiness. That is not pure devotional service. Huh? So here saying, you know the bhakti, you have to have the bhakti tattva gyan, the knowledge of the truth about devotional service. One who worships the Supreme Lord with the same attitude as previously described, considering liberation, moksha as the ultimate goal, apart from devotion, is said to be the devotee of Sattvika type. So these have been described. So Prabhupada in the purport he says, Prabhupada is saying, the Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaishya and Shudras along with the Brahmachari, Grihastha, Vanaprastha and Sannyasis are the members of the 8 divisions of Varna and Ashramas. And they have their respective duties to perform for the satisfaction of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. When such activities are performed for the result one offered to the Supreme Lord, they are called karmarpanam. Duties performed for the satisfaction of the Lord. If there is any inebriety or fault, it is atoned by this offering process. But if this offering process is in the mood of goodness rather than in pure devotion, then the interest is different. Means somebody is making an offering, the interest is he doesn't want to suffer in this world. He wants to go to he wants to realize the Brahman. Okay? His mood is to become free from the suffering of this world. You want to get liberation from the suffering. Then at best, his devotion will be in the Sattvika category. And then that Sattvika mood intensifies, he will be desiring to attain Sajujya Mukti. You want to become one with the Supreme Lord. That's what Prabhupada is saying. That's a different, interest is different. If it is not done in the pure devotional practice. Therefore, Prabhupada has never said that you make an offering of your result to the Lord so that you can become free from the suffering of this world. Prabhupada has never said this. But those who with that intention they make an offering, then their goal will be impersonal liberation. But for us, we accept this is my duty, I am a servant. Jiver Swarupa Krishna Nitya Das. This is my constitutional position that every day I have to make an offering to the Lord. I have to do this, my devotionals. I have to chant. I cannot avoid this. It's my constitutional position. Then what happens? Then you become totally free from the material contamination. And as you commit to the process of hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, you develop affinity towards the Lord. Now your heart is becoming cleansed. So automatically you become attached. This is the process. That's why you see how Prabhupada is very scientifically he has kind of defined. Even though Shastra says that to become liberated from the suffering of this world, you can make an offer karmarpanam, you can offer your results. But Prabhupada has never said it like that. That's why how deep Prabhupada's purports are, We need to understand this. Uh, Prabhupada is saying, pure devotional practice. So there is some personal interest in offering, making an offering. Personal interest means they want to become free from the suffering. That is a personal interest. But in pure devotional practice, there is no personal interest. Therefore, pure devotional service, as described by Rupa Goswami, is free from all material desires, sannyāvilāsita sunyam. So this again in Brihannaradya Puran, jastu sakrit papanam, jastu swakrita papanam kshayartham prachedharim. So one who is worshipping the Lord with an intent to destroy his own sin, that is again the lowest amongst Sattvika Bhakti. In India, people do that actually. You can see it. Then the middle level, Hari Ridam Priyam iti Susrusam Kruteja Tuja. This is a very technical thing you need to understand. This is dear to the Lord. He does so with faith. See, in this connection, we can take an example. When we say Krishna, Krishna means Krishna. Krishna is pure devotee. Krishna Dham, Krishna paraphernalia, everything is included. So let us take, maybe Guru Maharaj visits your place. It happened to one devotee actually. I can tell this example. One time, when Guru Maharaj came to a place, and the devotees were serving prasadam to the Guru, and Guru is kind of not done with prasadam. Then another devotee comes with some item, and she said, Guru Maharaj, you like this item, my wife has specially cooked for you. You take it. Well, Guru is kind of done. He doesn't need it. But disciple is forcing him so much. And then Guru Maharaj also takes a little bit. But it's not that, he has to take it. Oh, you like it. Oh, that's what he says. That, this is dear to the Lord. Or Lord's devotee, you can say. And you are giving, but that is not actually pleasing him, making him happy. That's why when we serve, we should know that how my service is going to make him happy. Otherwise, no, for my wife has prepared this for you. That's why you should eat it. Not that whether he should eat or not, because my wife has prepared, that's why you should eat it. This is the kind of desire. And you like it. You see, he's backing up his argument. No, that is again Madhyam level of Tamasa Bhakti, Sattvika Bhakti. Then high grade. Vidhi buddhyar ched jastu dasavat sripatim nripa. He who serves the Lord thinking, he who worships the Lord of Lakshmi like a servant with a mind governed by scriptural understanding, such devotion is the highest and is called Uttama Sattvika, the topmost Sattvika Bhakti. So here what is happening? He is serving like a servant, but by following scriptural injunctions. And from here actually what happens? Our door opens to Suddha Bhakti. Therefore, Prabhupada has said that we all are servant of the Supreme Lord, and our duty, constitutional duty, is to serve the Lord. This is where actually we begin our Krishna consciousness, and then we enter to the Suddha Bhakti practice. So, so far we discussed this Bhakti in different modes, but we should know that Bhakti is Nirguna, and when it is performed under the influence of the different moods, then Bhakti is defined like that. It is Tamashika, Rajashika and Sattvika. And as we said, in every mood there are three categories, lowest category, middle category and higher category. Then all total become 9, right? Then, if you see how many types of devotional service we practice, Navadha Bhakti. There are 9 limbs, right? Sravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Archanam, Vandam, Dasam, Sakyam, Atma Nivedanam. Now you see, if you kind of combine this 9 into 9, it will become 81 categories of bhakti. Very complicated. So better not to get entangled in such kind of practices. Therefore, one sutra anyabhilasita sunyam jnana karma janavritam anukulyena krishnamshilam bhakti. I should not have any desire for material gain in this world. Neither I am interested in monistic philosophy, nor yoga practice. I should be free from the laziness, and I should render my service in a way which will make Krishna happy. That is the bottom point. Then it will be Shuddha Bhakti practice. Okay. Thank you. Any question or comment? Now we have a few more minutes to start Sandhya Arati. Yes, Mataji.
Actually, I noticed that in different categories, maybe in this sattvic and rajasic, there are similar, for example, liberation or to get rid of sin or to get rid of suffering. It's similar to liberation. So there are some similar motivation. There are some subtle differences.
Yes. So in Sattvika Bhakti, what is happening? Those who are desiring to attain liberation, particularly that is spoken about Sajujya Mukti. Okay? In Rajasika mode, that is others are they say Salukya, Sasti, Samipya, and Sarupya.
That is just
4. So there's a difference actually. Actually, it's, this bhakti description is very, very scientific. Acharyas, they have analyzed in such a way that they are not, missing out anything. Everybody is kind of included there.
So there is a specific motivation, and here is like just, I understand. And about Shuddha, about Shuddha service, we will talk also.
What service?
Out of bonus.
Out of bonus?
Yeah. Because this was bhakti, mixed bhakti.
Yes.
So pure. You will also speak or?
There's no time. We can talk. Definitely.
I don't know. I just arrived. Are you now? Is the last lecture? Or?
Yeah, last lecture.
You can tell something about Shuddha. It's about like pure devotion. Some like at least some main points. Actually, it's also coming from this. What should we not do, like positively.
Okay, one thing I can tell in this connection, when we are engaged in Shuddha Bhakti practice, what we do? We don't try to practice something to gain something and to become free from the suffering we are making offering, not like that. Rather, everything, offering the entire action itself, not the result we are making an offering. For example, somebody is going to cultivate crops, maybe grain in the field. Not that he is, after grain is ripe, he is bringing it and making an offering to the Lord. No, rather, the day he is going to even plow the field, already he is thinking of the Lord. He is already surrendered everything to the Lord. His activity itself, from that day on. Okay? Then, complete surrender, actually. निर्माण मोहो जित संग दोषा अध्यात्म नित्य विनिवृत्य कामा द्वंद्वय विमुक्ता सुख दुख संगय. What is complete surrender? This verse explains. Complete surrender means um, uh, what is that verse I started with? Adhyatma nitya brindvitya kama. Sorry, nirmana moha. He doesn't have any hankering for his, you know, uh, adoration, fame. He is not illusioned. He is always fixed in Krishna consciousness. Jita sanga dosha. He is always avoiding materialistic association. Brinivritta kama. He is done with material desires, lust. And dvandvair vimukta. He is freed from the dualities of this world. He is same in happiness or distress. That is the full surrender in practice of Shuddha Bhakti. Okay? Another. mm, uh, anyway, this is how we should know that we don't have any other desire other than just the it is said should have a pure desire just to serve the Lord for His happiness. Jai Sri Sri Radha Madan Mahan ki. Okay, thank you very much. Now let us go for Sandhya Arati. Hare Krishna. Thank you, thank you.
Hello.